Are you a business owner, a leader, an executive decision maker? These are scary and difficult times, to be sure, but there are some very real and tactical things that you can do to make sure your business can survive, pivot, and rebuild after this crisis has passed by. And believe me, we have never needed your leadership more than we do today. The economic damage from this quarantine is going to be staggering, and we need our business community to step up and rebuild in order to have a better tomorrow and to recover from this recession as quickly as possible. My name is Patrick. I'm the author of the book Anarchy Inc., Profiting in a Decentralized World with Artificial Intelligence and Blockchain. And in this video, I'm going to be highlighting 8 trends that are accelerating as a result of this quarantine, this pandemic and quarantine that we're in the middle of right now, and how you can think strategically and incorporate those trends to position your business to survive, pivot, and rebuild after the crisis has passed us by. Let's jump into the content. So again, the program is called Surviving COVID-19, 8 Trends for Business, and we're covering these 8 trends which form a convenient acronym, which is SALVAGED. They stand for self-sufficiency, analytics, liquidity, virtualization, automation, government, exponential thinking, and decentralization. Just starting out, looking at a top level, kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly of our current situation. The good, number one, we've got one common enemy for 7.5 billion people around the planet. Probably the first time that's ever happened. We're going to have a lot of good solutions coming out in the near future. And we're also seeing renewed kindness in our society, which we haven't seen in quite a while. The bad, of course, headline news of death and carnage for months and months. We're already in a recession for sure, and the unemployment is off the charts by any historical measure. And the ugly, there's going to be a lot of suffering. But more importantly than that, perhaps the credit-based monetary system could collapse, and so could the European Union. It's going to put enormous strain on both the central banks around the world and also the European Union. We'll have to see. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's a distinct possibility. We have to keep our eyes open to that possibility in the future. Let's start off with a basic equation. Change equals opportunity. This is a difficult time, to be sure. Like I said, a lot of suffering, but if businesses are going to survive this pandemic and, more importantly, the economic fallout from the quarantine, they need to look at this equation very carefully. Change equals opportunity. When things are changing, there are opportunities, and the equation for business is to find a problem and fix it. Well, we've got more problems today than we've had in a long time. So let's take a look at these 8 trends one after the other. This is an abbreviated version. The first one is self-sufficiency. We can expect an accelerated adoption of solar panels, off-grid living, survival kits, things like that. Chicken hatcheries, for example, are booming. More libertarian political views, and of course, conspiracy theories are on the rise as well. So as a business executive, can you help people live off-grid and become more self-sufficient? Where are the opportunities for you and your business? Number 2, analytics. We've certainly seen the importance of data and analytics in this pandemic so far. Here's the trends we can expect. Data is the most valuable asset you have. As a business, you really should be looking to make data-driven decisions. The Internet of Things and the sensors that come along with that are a big part of accumulating that data, and data visualization tools help you understand that data. A lot of that can be used to map the customer journey and provide solutions, whether products or services, to customers at the exact time that they need them. So as an executive, how can you leverage data more effectively in your business? Number 3, liquidity. This is the term of the day. Cash is survival. For the foreseeable future, 6, 8, 10 months, certainly for the rest of 2020, businesses are going to have to maximize their cash position to make sure that they can withstand the turbulence that's coming during this period. So the most important question right now really is, does this, whatever it is, whatever strategy, does this enhance or detract from liquidity? In the months and years ahead, we're going to see higher cash balances on corporate balance sheets. And of course, the central bank intervention right now is unbelievable, unprecedented, trying to provide more liquidity throughout the system. So as an executive, how can you maximize your cash position or help your customers do the same thing? Number 4, virtualization. This is kind of the obvious result given the quarantine circumstances.
Working from home is going to explode more and more. In fact, virtualization is going to affect events, education, activities, pretty much everything you can imagine. We're going to see more online adaptive learning platforms, which will require most likely less testing and more just going through the levels. So the question will be, what level are you on, not what score did you get? It's inevitable that virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality people, companies, providers will benefit in the long run as a result of this situation. As an executive, can your products or services help people thrive in virtual environments? Where are the opportunities? Number 5, automation. This trend started 40 years ago, but it's going to accelerate as a result of this situation. We've all heard of robotic process automation. Adoption of drone technology, that's going to accelerate. Anything to minimize human proximity and automate repetitive tasks. We go into the grocery store or Costco and see retail self-checkout. Things like that will accelerate into the future. Can you automate your business or help your customers do so themselves? Again, always look for the opportunities. Number 6, government. Some people love government, some people hate government, but the bottom line is that this is a power grab by government. They have a lot more power than they had a few months back. It's also a huge opportunity for globalists like the World Health Organization, United Nations, World Trade Organization, World Bank, and so on. These are global organizations. Again, some people like them and some people hate them, but the bottom line is that this is a trend, and we have already given up personal freedoms. There's been suggestions and propositions to start a vaccine registry so that you can tell immediately if the person you're speaking with has had their vaccines. Proposals for a digital dollar, a cryptocurrency equivalent to the US dollar. None of that is passed in terms of real legislation, but these are proposals that are on the table and will probably gain ground in the months and years ahead. And again, we've seen enormous monetary and fiscal stimulus that will continue. So can you sell products or services to support government programs? Again, you might hate government, but that doesn't take away from the fact that governments are in the market today. They have huge budgets and they are spending money. So as a business owner, as a business executive, can you sell products or services to support their objectives? If so, that could be a strategy for you to grow. Number 7 is exponential thinking. Wow, for the first time in history, people truly do understand exponential growth. We are living through it day by day. And it has relevance to climate change. It has relevance to technology. It has relevance to investments. And it will inevitably affect your business strategy as well. Can you embrace exponential thinking in your business strategy or in your marketing? If the public understands the concept of exponential growth more, why not incorporate that into your marketing, reaching out to those potential customers? Last but not least is 8, decentralization. This is a central tenet to my book, Anarchy Inc., which I mentioned at the beginning of this video. We can expect economic, social, and political decentralization, and also at the corporate level, decentralized management. We no longer have the proximity limitations that we used to. If people are working remotely from home, you can hire people on the other side of the country or the other side of the world to be part of your executive team or other teams within your company. So are there opportunities for you as well? From a computing standpoint, we're seeing an accelerated move towards hybrid cloud edge computing. Right now, Amazon Web Services, that's AWS, runs over 30% of the cloud. And even they are really diversifying into more smaller data centers, which are closer to the customer. Bringing that processing power and data storage closer to the customer, or even on-site or on-device where possible, to distribute that processing power and data storage over a wider network of resources. So as a business executive, can you capitalize on decentralization in your management and also in your value proposition? These are the 8 trends that we've just gone through. Again, the objective here is to survive, pivot, and rebuild after the crisis is over. This is a good acronym to get you started. Thank you. Bye-bye.